all the moisture. So this is also a great, helps combat dryness, itchiness.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then now here you have the scalp hair growth oil.
In the line we have two oils, and then we have the scalp hair growth oil. So this is people who don't have an itchy scalp per se, but are looking to promote growth and length and thickness. Because also rosemary oil, which also helps to activate, of blood flow in your scalp, which promotes growth. Yeah, and then this is perfect for those who are allergic to avocado oil, because avocado oil, yeah. So it has jojoba oil, it has castor oil, as opposed to avocado oil, which only has 2 ingredients. Yeah. So this is, yeah. The clients, there are some who prefer the avocado and others who love. So when it comes to recommending, look at the client's hair condition. So that's how we're able to recommend what the client can use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Without having to come to the salon?
Of course. We have a website. It's www.spritsessentials.com. We've separated the 2 businesses. So that side of the business, we focus on this. So this is what you call your essential daily hair need. So we have the spray bottle, we have the oils, we have a scalp bonnet, we have an edge control. These are things that you will need on a daily basis. And then we also have some hair that we also sell in this side of the business. Wow. Yeah. So this is usually pick up as they're leaving, just for aftercare. And then if you want to do wholesale, we do both wholesale and retail. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Look at you growing your business day by day. Whatever.
It's not easy. It's a big team, yeah? But we are focused on our vision. Hopefully we are more branches, and yeah. Yeah.
And you don't only deal with natural hair, right? Because a lot they only tend to natural hair. Yeah. My hair, they can't really know.
Okay, so when we first started, I think most people know me. I used to be advocating natural hair, but then the business grew into focusing on hair needs, because we got a huge clientele also wanting to be catered for, people with relaxed hair, texturized hair, Caucasian hair. So we are well known for natural open hair styling, but we're also well known for braiding, protective styling. We offer the best protective styling in town. We always have trending hairstyles and stuff like that. And we also have a nail bar.
Yes, you do have a
which must have a very nice nail bar. Yeah, so we do a bunch of different things.
Fantastic. And if you want to enjoy the Spritz experience, come here at Spritz Hair Studio, ground floor. Literally, you'll see it. You will not miss Spritz Hair Studio. Thank you so much for having us, Sheila. Thank you for watching. Please let us know your before we say goodbye.
Of course, you can find us on Instagram. It's Spritz Hair. Find us on TikTok. It's at Spritz Hair.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for watching Glam Spot. Make your way here at Spritz Hair Studio. Next week, have yourself a fantastic one and stay glam.
And I remember something that it's called.
Hair Studio. Until next weekend, stay glam. And weekend, yeah. Take
or whatever.
So now Spritz Studio also take. All right, so let's get some tea.
I cut so much, DJ. Take that. I cut so much, you thought I was a DJ.
Every Friday on NTV, pure fun. Now I'm a Lisa Gun. Fantastic conversations, wonderful games, amazing.
Wasichana wengi wanapenda kuni.
Make sure that you make a date with us Friday night, only on NTV.
Yes, man. Mahadhi ya kusisimua kutoka mashinani hadi mijini.
Daktari 200 wameweza kuanza.
Serikali ya kaunti inaendeleza miundombinu kuhakikisha kuwa maji na kwa urahisi.
Ni chimbuko zinazokuhusu wewe.
Kupata sisi tulikuwa kama area wamekuwa discriminated.
Michebebe is very chlorophyllous, very delicious, malicious.
Bila chuku, bila upendeleo. Taarifa halisi na asilia kutoka kwa wananchi kwa ajili ya wananchi.
Hilo kero la taka ambao umeshuhudiwa katika mji huu wa matunda.
Kama serikali hawajachukua hii, sisi wa Orma tutachukua hatua.
NTV Mashinani kila siku ya wiki jioni hadi saa 1 jioni.
And turning on your world. The following program has been rated GE. Suitable for general family viewing.
Mambo? Poa sana, karibu. Nimekutembelea leo. Asante. Nani umekaa na wazee? Tuko na wazee hapa. Yes. Vizuri. Hebu niambie ufugaji wa nyuki huu ulianza lini? Okay, ufugaji 90. Lakini wakati huo nilikuwa tu nafanya tu kama tu mambo ya kawaida. Lakini ni wakati sasa nilianza sasa nikaona ni kilimo biashara. Hali 2010 hapo. Vizuri. Si twende tuangalie. Karibu. Twende. Let's go, twendeni. Mtazamaji, ya kuelekea kwenye mzinga mkubwa zaidi ambao unaarifiwa kwamba ulioko juu ya mti na 15. Je, unatoa kilo ngapi za asali? Tunaenda ya kilomita 1 hatimaye tumefika. Wapi? Kule juu. Kwa majina yangu naitwa Michael Jero. Arias Modhuri. Jero, hebu tuambie pengine ufugaji wa nyuki na yako ulianza lini na kufikia sasa pengine mizinga ni mingapi? Hii mambo ya bee farming kitambo kidogo nikiwa primary school, na wakati huo sikuwa ya mambo ya nyuki. Nafanya tu kama vile nilikuta babu zangu wakifanya na baba yangu, nilifanya tu kama kazi. Lakini let's say yale 2000 hapo ndio sasa nilianza kuona umuhimu wa nyuki na mizinga na asali, na hiyo kitu sasa, na hapo ndio nilianza rasmi kuweka mizinga, kununua mizinga kama hawa vijana mizinga, na hata kununua miti kama hii inaitwa mikao tree, inakuwa
na na niko na mizinga 150. Ile iko na nyuki 100. Na kuagi approximate ati hii ndio wakati nyuki zinaenda kubwa, ama wakati mwingine sasa kuna ile imekuja imeanza kuingia tena kwa hivyo unapata kuna wakati ile iko na nyuki ni zaidi kulingana na vile mvua ikipungua, nyuki wakikosa maua ama ile nectar pollen kwa zingine sinahama. Maana wakati mwingine sinahama zinaingia kwa mizinga.
Hebu tuelimishe kuhusu bee farming.
Ni kilimo biashara. Bee farming ni kilimo biashara. Kwa sababu tuseme ukiwa na asali na uwe na soko, asali iko na pesa. Huwezi kosa, hata kama uko na mtoto shule, huwezi kosa school. Ama tuseme uko na fedha, huwezi kosa pesa ukiwa na asali. Faida ingine ya bee farming kwa ile asali, kwa njia moja au nyingine, kwa sababu ile pollen sana sana hapa kwetu sana hapa iko na hiyo pollen. Nyuki wakitoa asali, unapoitumia kiafya na njia moja au ile nyingine, kwa sababu sana kama unakohoa na uko na asali kwa nyumba, ile pia kutengeneza dawa kwa sababu na inaisha. Asali iko na manufaa mingi.
Kwamba ukiwa na kidonda ukipaka asali inapona.
Yeah. Kila asali, unajua asali sana kuna ile ukitoa kwa mzinga inakuwa na ile komu yake. Si ati weke, unajua asali komu yake kidogo ni ngumu. Si ati ukiwa na kidonda uende na ile hapo utajikwarusha na italeta madhara. Ni uende ujaribu kuchunga ama ile kusieve. Sasa ile maji hiyo ndio na inapona. Yeah.
Sasa kuna aina ngapi za mizinga na nyinyi huku mnatumia zipi?
Hapa kwetu tunatumia aina moja ambayo sasa inachongwa, mti unachonga inakuwa shimo katikati. Kuna mbao ingine nayo vizuri tu unafunika, kwa sababu nyuki nao wako na adui kadhaa. Adui mmoja wa nyuki ni buibui. Buibui ni adui wa buibui. Ile spider shika nyuki hawezi jinasua pale. Kwa hivyo sasa hiyo kifuniko kikwetu hapa tunaita mbengero na lugha ya hapa kwetu. Mbengero inafunika, lakini unaweka tu mashimo kidogo. Hiyo nyuki watakuwa napitia wakiingia na wakitoka. Kwa hivyo hiyo kifuniko kwamba nyuki haezi vamiwa na wale wadudu. Lakini kuna tule tudogo, tumdudu tudogo shimo. Hapa kuwaga na njia kadhaa ya kulinda wale nyuki. Mti kama hii hapa iko na mzinga. Sasa hapa kwa sababu area hii hakuna hao, naona sijafieka area yote, lakini kama ingekuwa ni mahali kuna hao nimefieka kwamba hakuna wa branches zingine, tunamwaga hapo chini kwa stem ya kuzuia wapande. Hiyo kitu nyuki, kuna yule mnyama anaitwa honeybugger. Huyo ni hatari sana kwa nyuki, kwa sababu akipita hivi sana sana usiku, kwa sababu anatembea usiku, nyuki sauti wanatoanga wakiwa kwa mzinga. Hiyo kasauti honeybugger anaisikia akipita, na kwa hivyo sababu asali ni chakula yake. Mzinga si strong, yule honeybugger ataipasua pasua na kule ile nyuki hawezi kaa pale tena, wanahama, kwa sababu kuna mkojo yake anakonjoa mahali pale, ndio wale nyuki wasimdhuru watoroke. Hiyo mkojo inakuwa na harufu nyingine mbaya sana, na ni kama poison kwa nyuki. Kwa hivyo nyuki hawezi kaa mahali pale kwa sababu ya hiyo mkojo. Na hata huyo honey akikonjoa, kuna ile mbinu tunatumia ili wale nyuki kwa ile mzinga. Kwa hivyo unaitoa kwa ile mti, unaenda na ile wax ile ya nyuki ile tunatoa pale, unaichemsha tena kabisa, inakaa kama pale ndani. Alafu sasa kuna hiyo ni kulingana na utaalamu sasa wa minute ama kupunguza ile harufu ya ile mkojo ya honey. Hiyo tumiti tunakatakata tudogo tudogo, unawasha moto. Ile mzinga unaiweka pale upside down. Kuna moshi yake. Hiyo moshi ni kama marashi. Inaingia sasa kwa ile, unajua ni mti. Kwa hivyo ina consume ile, inakunywa ile moshi. So unapata sasa ile harufu imepotea. Kwa hivyo hata nyuki wengine wakikuja ile harufu. Kwa hivyo sasa wataingia huko na itakuwa sasa hiyo ni yake. Lakini usipofanya hivyo hawataingia kwa hiyo, kwa sababu watasikia ile harufu na watajua kumbe hapa adui alikuwa hapa. Na kama adui alikuwa hapa, hata sisi hatuna security. Kwa hivyo wanatafuta mzinga ingine yenye haijafamiwa na yule honey bug.
Kwa nini nyinyi mnatumia mizinga? Leo tunaona kwamba katika masoko kuna mizinga ambayo ni ya kisasa, kuna box, lakini nyinyi mmeamua kutumia ile mizinga ya kuchonga ile. Kwa nini?
Okay, hapa kwetu wale watu wanadeal na hiyo mambo ya mizinga ya kisasa hapa hatujawapata, lakini hata area zingine tukikombea hiyo na hii yetu, tuna prefer hii yetu iko sawa, kwa sababu kama mimi asali kwa mzinga moja naweza toa asali hata kilo 30 ama zaidi kwa mzinga moja. Hiyo ya kisasa sidhani nitatoa kilo 30 kulingana na mimi. Kwa hivyo ndio maana na iko na maisha, kwa sababu mzinga tuseme kwa mfano ukitengeneza sasa ikiwa mpya inaenda more than 50 years. Yeah. Na unaitunza vile inastahili kutunzwa depending na ni mti gani, yote haifanani. Kuna wood. Sasa miti huwa haifanani, ndio maana kuna mizinga inaweza kaa miaka mingi zaidi na ingine inaweza kaa miaka kidogo. Yeah.
Manake tumeona kwamba nyinyi mnavuna nyakati za usiku. Kwa nini asali inavuna usiku? Na vile vile nimeona kwamba nyinyi hamtumii yale mavazi ambayo kuvuna asali kama ile ya kujikinga uso ili usiumwe na nyuki. Tueleze process yote hii na hasa nyakati hizi za usiku.
Kitu ya kuna aina ya mti ambayo huwa tunaenda tunakata, unapasua. Okay, sina ile jina kamili ya kuita hiyo mti, lakini hapa kwetu tunaita ama irangare. Na hiyo unapasua kidogo, alafu kuna kamba fulani, kuna miti hapa inaitwa kioria. Enda unatoa kamba pale, unafunga ile 2 pieces intervals kidogo kidogo, usaidia moshi ili uweze kuharvest. Kazi yake ni ya kufukuza kwa ile honeycomb. Wanarudi huko nyuma. Kwa hivyo ile honeycomb na kwa sababu hatupendagi kuua nyuki, unapata sasa huko na nafasi mzuri ya bila kuua nyuki, kwa sababu ile sana ni mambo ya kuua nyuki. Na hata tukiharvest ukute hakuna asali, ni kidogo huwa unafunika ama tunafunika ndio tungojee wakomae wakuwe nyuki. Hiyo mashimo yenye walikuwa asali itawekwa. Kwa hivyo sasa hiyo ni ile njia tunatumia hapa ya kuharvest asali.
Ni shughuli ambayo inafanyika nyakati za usiku na kwamba haifanywi na mtu mmoja, inafanywa na watu kadhaa. Lakini kuona kwamba hii ndio njia ambayo inatumika kuvuna asali katika Mbere.
Hatujapata wale watu limisha mambo ya hiyo mafasi na kinga. Sasa sisi tunatumia vile vile tu tulipata mababa zetu na babu zetu wakifanya hiyo mtindo, na tunaamini nyuki ni rafiki kwa sababu wanatupea kitu mzuri ambayo ni asali. Umwa lakini kuna wengine hata kilo moja hawezi toa kwa hiyo mzinga, lakini sisi ama na wase kama hao wengine wako hapa wako na hiyo uzoefu. Kwa siku moja naweza ama zaidi one day.
Kuna masuala ya afya na ubora wa asali ambao nyinyi mnatoa. Wakati mnahakikisha vipi kwamba hii asali ni safi, mmezingatia usafi? Pili, ambayo mkipeleka madukani wakati mkifanyia majaribio pengine asali ambayo ni safi tena kwa matumizi ya binadamu.
Maji uliona nilibeba na hiyo maji mwenye anapanda huko kwa mti lazima kwanza tumunawishe mikono kuhakikisha akipanda pale kuna chombo alikuwa nacho yenye alienda kuweka asali. Hiyo imetengenezwa na mti alafu inafunikwa na ngozi. Hiyo chombo iko na kifuniko yake na inakaa imefunikwa all the time, wakati wote imefunikwa, na vile itakuwa na uchafu ndani. Na hiyo chombo hata ukiweka asali hata zaidi ya miaka 20 utapata ile asali iko pale. Watu ni vile the more asali huwa ibadiliki. I mean huwa yeah.
Siku hizi maana kuna hizo hata zimewekwa expiry, zingine ni sukari.
Maana kama sasa hapa kwetu hapa kwetu wengi sana, lakini unapata soko hakuna. Unauza tu kilo moja, kilo mbili, kilo tatu na unapata ukiuzia mtu mwenye anajua maana na value ya asali, umuuzia asali na aone kweli hii asali ni pure, hata kuwa na kutafuta kila wakati. Ataenda afanye comparison yenye alinunua nimemuuzia, atapata kweli hii ndio asali pure. Hakunanga mambo, kwa sababu asali ni mingi. Sasa utafeki ya nini, na ili hali hata yenye uko nayo bado itakaa mpaka ingine kama ile ingine bado hujamaliza.
Hiyo ni asali peke yake.
Pengine wakati mwingine unapata sasa wazee kuna ile inaitwa muratina, hiyo ndio wanatengeneza wanakunywa.
So tofauti na inaua watu huko ni nini?
Kwa watu huko ni mchanganyiko wa kemikali, lakini hii ukiangalia kwa hapa ni ile honeycomb, ndio kwa sababu ile mingi imetolewa, kwa sababu ndio tunatumia kupaka ile mzinga huko ndani. Kwa hiyo unapata sasa kitambo ile kuharvest ingine ifike, hiyo kamuratina ushatengeneza karibu kilo 40, kwa sababu hauna mahali pa kupeleka na asali ni mingi.
Katika kila biashara bila shaka kuna changamoto zake, na ni changamoto zipi ambazo nyinyi wakati wa kufuga nyuki?
Ni ukosefu wa, hiyo ndio challenge number 1. Namba unapata kama vile nilikueleza, si ati hatuhitaji hiyo mavazi, tunaweza hitaji tena kwa wingi, kwa sababu unapata kama vile hii mzinga imewekwa kwa hii mti. Kama hii mti ingekuwa kubwa na ikuwe na ningekuwa nimeongeza mizinga ingine huko. Na nyuki kama wakati huu kunanyesha, huwa wanaenda wanafanya ile mzinga ni mboma, na wakiwa huko nyuki hawezi ingia. Kwa hivyo sasa kama sina mavazi mchana, kwa sababu wale nyuki watanifanya. Lakini kama tungekuwa na hiyo mavazi, hata kazi ingekuwa rahisi, kwa sababu ungekuwa unaenda hata mchana unafanya kazi yako, wakiendelea na shughuli yake huko, na unapata kazi ingine. Kwa hivyo sasa unapata mizinga kama sasa uende usiku wakati kufamia. Kwa hivyo sasa hiyo ni challenge nyingine. Kwa hivyo kama tungepata hiyo mavazi sasa ya kujikinga, ingekuwa rahisi kupanda kutoa ile uchafu, kwa sababu hiyo ni uchafu na nyuki hapendi uchafu kabisa. Sasa tungekuwa na urahisi uchafu, na tungeongezea kwa sababu nyuki na msimu. Si kila wakati ati nyuki wanakuja kwa mizinga. Na hiyo msimu kama mizinga yako ni chafu, utapata sasa nyuki wanakuja wanapita. Ikikosa mzinga ya kuingia tu mahali, inakaa hapo tu. Na sasa huwa wakati tunaona nyuki amening'inia kwa mti, hapo kwa mti hakuna kazi ataenda tu kwa kichaka huko, ile ana collect kama chakula hivyo tu, lakini kwa sababu hana mahali ya kuweka kwa sababu ya security. Okay, kwa saa hii siwezi sema kusaidia kwa sababu yule gavana ameingia saa hii hapa, ako na hiyo mpango nimesikia, na hata kupitia MCA wetu hapa Mheshimiwa Newton Karishi tumeongea na yeye mimi mwenyewe wa nyuki, na akaniambia ataenda huko kwa county aongee na Madam Sithile Balile wese kuingia huku mashinani, kwa sababu anatambua na ashajua, kwa sababu hata yeye kwamba hapa aswa Mumenje ward tuko na asali ile mzuri sana na best hapa. Kwa hiyo nafikiri gavana pengine mheshimiwa wetu MCA hapa na tunangoja tuone kama watatutetea ama mheshimiwa MCA kama atatuita kufaidika.
Kisha sasa Njero, unajua kwamba itakuwa si kama sijakupa nafasi, manake ambao unafanya, nimepiga safari kutoka Nairobi kuja hadi Mbeere kuja kukutafuta wewe. Je, mtu ambaye anamtafuta Njiru ambaye amejaza asali kwenye nyumba yake zaidi ya kilo asali, na nataka asali ambayo ni nzuri, asali ambayo ina afya, Njiru kwa njia gani?
Kwa Facebook unaitwa Muthuri Mike NJ @gmail, na WhatsApp vile vile Muthuri Michael 4NJ. Kama utashindwa kunifikia na njia ya mtandao, niko na simu yangu ya simu ni 0634292. Ukini asali umepata na ni asali pure. Na kama utaweza kunifikia mahali hapa, ukinipigia simu tuongee na tueleanwe na mahali huko, mimi mwenyewe nitakuja, nitakuletea asali na nitakuletea asali yenye ni asali.
Tuzungumzie bee colony. Jamii ya nyuki inakaa namna gani?
Okay, nyuki nakuaga jamii tofauti na vile wanapanga ile honeycomb kwa mzinga. Kuna ile unapata enga ama inaweka ile comb ikiwa diagonal, na ingine inaweka ikiwa straight, na ingine inatengeneza kama inafunga, na kuna ingine kama inakaa fi. Sasa hapa kwetu kuna ile majina huwa tunaita kikwetu hapa. Tunajua ukiingia kwa hiyo mzinga upate vile imepanga hiyo honeycomb yake, unajua huyu ni nyuki aina gani, na hapo ndio huwa tunatambua hii mzinga iko na fulani, na tunaijua kwa majina ambayo kuna ile tunaita mbinga ambayo ni ile inatengeneza kama inafunga, tunaita mbinga. Kuna ile tunaita ndambara inatengeneza ikiwa straight kutoka huko mwanzo na huko mbele, na kuna ingine tunaita rueo, hiyo inatengeneza diagonal kwa mzinga zina diagonal. Hiyo ni haina ingine. Kuna ingine tunaita kavoge, hiyo nayo inatengeneza tu honeycomb inakaa kama matunda, kwa mti inakaa ni kama imehangi kwa mzinga huko ndani, imehangi hivi. Hiyo inakaa kama matunda tu. Ile unaonaga matunda kwa mti hainanga ya laini ati iko pande ama iko orofa. Hata hiyo inakuanga hivyo. Na hiyo ndio sasa sisi kwa kila mzinga ukipata vile wamepanga pattern yake, hiyo ni jamii fulani. Hivyo ndivyo tunatambua.
Sasa kuna watu ambao wanataka kuanza biashara, wanataka kuweka mizinga yao na wawe successful katika ufugaji wa nyuki. Ni mambo yapi ambayo nafaa kuzingatia?
Kitu ya kwanza lazima ukuwe na mizinga. Na mizinga mwenyewe unataka mizinga aina gani? Kama vile nimekuambia hapa kwetu tunatumia hii sasa kama iko hapa nyuma yangu. Na kuna hiyo ile ya box. Nayo ile utaconsider ni mahali utaweka ile mizinga. Kwa sababu hapendi mahali kuna kelele mingi sana. Huwa nyuki ipendi kelele. Hiyo kitu ingine ni mazingira. Mazingira. Kwa sababu nyuki kitu ya sana anapenda maji. Na lazima kuwe na miti yenye inatoa ile maua ambayo nyuki ataenda kutoa pollen kwa mzinga. Hiyo ni ile mambo mtu atazingatia ufugaji wa nyuki.
Kwa hivyo unaweza encourage mtu ni mzuri.
Tena zaidi. Na iko na faida kubwa. Sana sana kama utapata soko ya direct. Kama mimi kwa mfano nikiwa na 300 nitaenda na ninunuliwe yote kwa maziwa na kahawa na chai. Vile wanajua ni kilo fulani leo napeleka pale. Inaandikwa. Hiyo ndio ningeomba serikali ya asali ni kitu muhimu sana. Kwa sababu asali kulingana na mimi na sana. Kwa sababu kuna dawa inatengeneza. Asali bado kwa matumizi iko na kazi mingi. Kwa hivyo kama ingewezekana serikali ikuwe na mpango ni kila county ikuwe na a certain area, a factory mahali ukifuna asali yako unapeleka. Kwa kilo yako ni 1000. Ama wiki 3 unalipwa, unaandikiwa unalipwa. Hiyo itasaidia sana.
Na bila shaka madukani unaenda kama unapata kuna asali. Je, nikiletea mtu vyupa viwili asali ambayo Mbere na Kamau ambaye yuko Thika ameenda kule akiniletea zote mbili, chupa hizi mbili, nitajuaje asali ambayo ni nzuri ambayo yako na ile ya Kamau?
Okay. Ukiwa wewe ni mgeni kidogo itakuwa, lakini mtu kama mimi nitakwambia hii ni mbaya. Kitu ingine, unaona asali, ukiweka asali mahali na uanze kama vile unamwaga, ukianza kumwaga asali hivi chana atianze kutoa matone ikianguka hivi. Huwa ukimwaga hivi inashikana kutoka hapa mpaka hapa mahali inatoka. Hiyo ni asali piwa, haifai kuachana. Asali inalingana na vile utaiweka. Sana kuna baridi sana. Asali hata kama ni mzuri itashikana. Lakini ukitaka kujua ile piwa unafaa uchemshe maji, ile kifaa iko na ile maji. Hiyo asali inafaa kurudi. Yes, inafaa kurudi vile ilikuwa ukiweka. Hiyo ndio asali piwa. Utaona imeanza kuwa na layers huku juu, imeanza kutoa vitu zingine. Hiyo imefikiwa na vitu zingine mbaya.
Nyuki ana uwezo wa kupaa maili 15 kwa saa moja. Mzinga wa ukubwa kawaida una uwezo wa kuhifadhi 50,000. Ya asali ina uwezo wa kufanikisha safari ya nyuki wa kote ulimwenguni. Pauni moja ya asali kutoka kwa maua milioni 2. Pia unajua kwamba malkia nyuki anaishi kwa angalau mwaka 1 au 2 ilhali nyuki wanaishi kati ya siku 15 hadi 38 nyakati za jua na kati ya siku 150 hadi siku 200 nyakati za baridi. Pia nyuki ana macho matano, mawili makubwa kisha matatu katikati ya hayo mawili makubwa. Sasa umejua.
Unajua mtazamaji, kutoka Mbeere ni mengi masomo ambayo nimejifunza kuhusiana na ufugaji wa nyuki. Sasa naelekea kwetu kule Machakos, naenda kuanza ufugaji wa nyuki. Tazama hili. Nataka kuambia serikali watafutie soko ya kuuza asali. Juu asali
sasa, na tukipata mahali ya kuuza asali tunaweza faidika.
NTV, turning on your world. The following program has been rated GE. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Episode of The Glam. We're so excited that you get to hang out with us. Wednesdays are so much better with you. So grateful again that you get to hang out with us. This is The Glam NTV. You can also follow our Instagram page at The Glam NTV. On other episodes of The Glam, all you need to do is check out www.ntvkenya.co.ke. And great news, we're also on YouTube. The episodes, you can also check us out on YouTube. Now, today's episode brings us to Mfangano Trade Center. Take a good trek here, which was really, really good to just see glam businesses are in this. But today we explore the world of henna art, or Mehndi art, or Mehndi, yes, in Hindi or Urdu, is a practice 1,000 years ago in Pakistan, India, Africa, and the Middle East. Before we got to use henna for what we do right now, it was used for its natural properties. So what people would do in hot areas, crush the henna leaves, and that paste they would use to cool their hands and their feet. Now times have changed because now we're symbolically using henna for art, used during weddings, birthdays. Is a celebration of love, prosperity, good vibes, and all that good stuff. So to help us unpack Halima, the henna artist, but before we do that, I want you to check this out.
Henna art is an ancient tradition that's been decorated with stories for thousands of years. Also called Mehndi, henna has been around for over 5,000 years. It all started in ancient Egypt, where it was used for beautification, but also for its cooling properties in the desert heat. painted their nails and hands with henna, power and luck. From Egypt, henna traveled across the Middle East, South Asia, and North, evolving with every culture it touched. In India, it became an essential ceremonies. So imagine intricate designs telling stories of love, prosperity, and protection. The patterns got bolder and geometric, reflecting all identities. Did you know that the darker the henna stain, the stronger? Weddings, they say the bride's men if her groom truly loves her. So ladies, if your henna fades fast, time to chat with your boo. Henna also has a secret side. In World War II, Indian women used henna to hide lines as a symbol of resistance and cultural pride when forced to suppress traditions. It's amazing how a simple plant-based dye form of expression. Today, henna is than ever worldwide. It's not more. Festivals, fashion, and even body art competitions celebrate in this ancient craft. Artists now blend traditional motifs with modern styles, turning henna into a global phenomenon. So next time you see those gorgeous henna patterns, remember you're looking at thousands of years of culture and stories painted on the skin. Isn't that just beautiful? For now, let's get back into the show.
So Halima, please to the glam audience.
All right. Ayeko, I'm a henna artist, and at the same time, I'm still a creative artist. Kids projects. Henna, I've done it for now close to about 10-15 years, and it's more of a hobby.
Oh wow.
Yes.
So it is my first time to get henna done. Hack this because there's so many things that you mentioned before that I had about, but I know the audience now today can learn a thing or two. But firstly, is henna only for?
No, henna is not only for Muslims. Anyone can get henna done.
All right, so we're going to be doing this on my hand, yeah, and you'll also just show us the process and also just explain why you decided to use and the designs, yeah?
Okay.
All right, so what's the first thing that we get to do?
The first thing that you'll do, you'll need to wipe your hands.
Okay.
It's a normal wet wipe.
Okay.
Essentially, whenever you apply body lotion on your body, it gives a barrier so the henna doesn't get a very good stain.
Okay.
So we need the oils of the hands. That's fine.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've done a tattoo episode before, and one of the things that the tattoo artist talked about was picking the design. So as a henna artist, do you also take your clients through design process, how to pick the perfect designs for their hands?
Yes, we actually have to take a client through what you'd want, because essentially we have 4 designs. We have the Sudanese, we have Indian, and there's also the Moroccan design. So each client has a different preference. So we take clients through images. You don't have an idea of what you'd want to have. So we take you through the different images. You have an inspiration. Then from there, now we go next to, we have the organic henna, which you had, which is essentially the mixed with sugar, lemon, essential oils to get a very good stain. Then we have the synthetic black dye. So we have the maroon color and the instant black color. Then there's also an instant red henna.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So from there, that's when we pick what design we are putting, because essentially also every person has a different shape of the hand. So certain patterns would not look good on a slender arm, will not look good on somebody who's got an arm that has a nice surface area.
Okay.
Yes.
That's very interesting. So I did pick my design, and you call the Indian design.
Yes.
So now, what really differentiates this different design? When I was scrolling, all of them just looked like the same thing, but then I would show you and you'd be like, no, this is Moroccan, this is Indian. So what differentiates these designs?
What differentiates the designs are essentially the flower patterns, the petals, and then also, like, for example, the Indian designs are very symmetrical. Whatever is on this hand has to be on the other hand. When it comes to the Arabic, you might find symmetrical, others they can do different designs. If it's a Moroccan, their design, the Moroccans use dainty, same time very intricate designs. Is different. Then when it comes to the Sudanese henna are they're more geometrical kind of shapes, and they're very thick. Yes.
Okay, I'm excited. My surface area is
clean and ready.
You're using the
now this is the organic henna, kind of the same. So what happens is, drawing you'll be able to see the pattern. Guys, we'll scrap it off. We'll put some. Then it'll have an orange stain. After 24, it will be tomorrow. That is when you'll start noticing that the stain gets color.
Okay.
So organic henna essentially takes about 40 its full color.
What are some of these things that you would say that clients need to know before coming together?
Essentially, like I asked you if you have any allergies, certain products that would not go. For example, the synthetic dye has sulfate. So somebody who reacts to sulfur, high chances of get henna done with the black henna, you might get a reaction. And tell action would be, because for some people it can be immediately. They'll tell you, I'm feeling itchy. It can take a day, others 2 days. I had an incident where there's a reaction after the stain had gone 2 weeks later. So it's just good to note that, yes, if once you note, when you mention that you have an allergy, then add organic.
I think henna artists are artists because you guys, you just go.
Yes, and there's no room for error.
Yes, there's no room for error at all. How long have you?
Henna has been more of a hobby. Okay. I've done it since I was in campus. That was back in.
One thing that is that henna artists are very talented because she has this and she is moving very, very fast. One of the things that on is how in the ancient days people used this purposes, and I can actually feel that ubaridi all kind of feeling. It's very interesting. I didn't think I would actually. Now, how do you prepare? You mentioned some of the ingredients, but do you?
Yes, you do. Happens the different. We have the different coming from different countries. Like the leaves are different in terms of the staining. From India, there's this. I think the north and the south. Essentially, you need to know where you're getting your henna powder from. Filtered essentially for it to be a very fine paste, because remember they're leaves, so they really have to be crushed, then they're passed through like a muslin bag for it to. Once it's fine, what happens next is what gives the more acidic the pH is what makes it. Okay. So essentially we use processes. Once you have your henna powder, you put in some lemon of sugar. The sugar gives it a stringy when I was drawing, it's got a string. Then from there now you balance in with the essential oils. Like now the coolness you're getting it from eucalyptus oil. So some people put eucalyptus, some people put others put what is this? It's called, which is similar to lemon. So henna artist has how they would want to henna paste.
Okay. As an artist, because I know you've said hobby, but I'm sure you've been able to see how art has evolved over to now what we see right now. What would you say about this evolution, and are you happy with how various styles are making use of,
Oh yes, henna. Essentially, like I remember, we were not using cones. Used to be once a henna paste has been all, they would use sticks. Imagine the amount of patience to get your flower done using a stick, and also in terms of the designs have kept on changing. Now, essentially, we use. I'll give an example, like Morocco, something similar to astringent, and
oh wow,
for it to give it that. But we can still emulate that. So basically, the cone once you've done the henna paste, using different types of paper. Like remember, a person has their own preference. This is a cellophane paper. There's somebody who would use a normal of spaghetti, that hard type of paper. I've forgotten its name. So because they find that the harder the paper, the better for quality. Okay. So we've watched him changing with time. Because like with the henna patterns, for example, called a strap. A strap essentially means end to the other. So we have bangles, which actually looks like spiral. Spiral essentially would this finger to this side, then this side, like the whole spiral shape. But you'll find people from the old methods, they just be like, I just need a flower here and maybe one here. I just need one on one finger. So people contemporary way of how we used to do henna, front, the back, to just having simple flowers on top. Yeah.
About henna, one of the things that how do you feel like you've been able to preserve a lot of things we've spoken about, Moroccan, Egyptian? How do you feel like this form of art to preserve and pass down some sort of traditions?
I think especially when it comes to only the brides, it's very hard to get a bride to get their henna done. Legs. Just back then they would do inside the palm, but essentially you have to have your full body. That's essentially finger to the shoulder and the knees. So that bit, especially for brides, it's still the same.
Yeah, because you have to see. If you don't see that, you're like,
there's something missing. There's just, I don't know how to explain it, but bride, you need to sit for those 6 hours to feel you're a bride. Wow. 8 to 10 hours depending. Arabic henna, bridal henna takes about 6 hours, is a pattern for 8 to 10 hours.
Wow.
So without you having even your own female relative, how can you get married without getting your henna? Yeah, so it complements actually. It does.
So Halima is done with designs, and why did you pick this?
I like designs, especially because it's not whereby you have to have all the. So this is just to show the different designs. With the Moroccan dainty, but with very. When you look at the Indian, the flowers are a bit more. They've got more movement.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, so far, so almost dried, which is very shocking because it's like an hour, but we're able to achieve some dried areas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what are some of the things, misconceptions about henna art?
We could say some of the misconceptions. Some people tend to think that henna art is permanent. It's not. Sorry. So it's take about 7 to, depending with somebody's skin absorption. So another misconception is most painful just because the tip is very sharp. It's actually blunt because it's been cut off. Compared to like a tattoo, it's an actual needle that goes deep into your skin. This is just on top. Okay. Lastly, the most misconception with henna is that most henna art is cool because essentially back then most of the henna artists their school dropout. Currently, it's an actual course that people go to school and learn. So this is some of the misconceptions that people to henna.
What would you say makes you very in doing henna? Because I don't know how you were able to do this very fast and very detailed and precise.
Practice. It's a skill you have to keep practicing and you keep the pressure points. For example, you find the place is dark, the pressure point. You apply more pressure, and the area is the place is thick that you and places where the lines look very faint, we don't put a lot of pressure because it's the same thing like when if you're drawing, you need to know where to shade. It's darker than the rest. Shade, especially like with the Arabic pattern, you have to actually shade. Now that is where henna art is a skill. You have to be a creative because what pattern a client might give you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you that you can learn to be a henna artist, but at least have some creativity.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Because I can imagine sometimes some clients would want you to maybe think out of the box that they have. Yeah. Have you had experiences like that?
Oh yes. And who have scars, they would like to cover a scar, but they would not want to put an. So you'd never know what you're asking because sometimes you can tell a client, send me a photo. But the minute you meet the client, is wow, even whatever design I have might not deliver what you want. What they be. So yes, now that is where now the creativity bit comes because sometimes, like I mentioned earlier, it's just the same as a body shape. You know what pattern to place where. So you might find having a skirt, they have come with a pattern. Realistically, if I put the pattern, it will not look good. It might end up making this visible, or it might end up making your leg look smaller or your hand looking smaller. So you have to strike a balance at the end of the day.
What would you hope to see in the henna art world?
I'd love more henna artists because unfortunately, henna artists in Mombasa, but in Nairobi, getting a henna artist is quite hard. Like remember I told you still, some of the misconceptions are think that henna doesn't pay. It does pay well because it's creativity. So you need to work around your price. So I would love to see more the skill set focusing more on the white collar job.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Halima. Now, how much do you charge for different designs?
The charges, they vary, but 1,000, because sometimes you might find it might be a small scarf, but the amount put in might be equivalent to 100. But we could say the range starts 1,000 going all the way up to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it depends with the design.
It depends with the.
And how do we take care of our henna now that we are hennaed up? How do we take care of it last longer?
Essentially, once it's dry, we'll scrap it off. I tend to of hot oils. Hot coconut, you can use black seed oil to to assist in the skin absorption, because essentially henna, the organic henna, for this thing to become darker. Put some oil, then once you put the oil, if you have gloves, generally henna needs heat. Once you're done, then now avoid touching water. If you touch too much water, then it might fade off within a week, around 10 to 14 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say favorite dye to use and that you recommend to use? Is it the synthetic or the organic dye?
Anytime I would go with organic, anytime.
Okay.
Yes.
Much. I'm so results. So now we're just going to give it a couple more minutes to draw the final results. So now we're ready to take it first, yeah? It can't continue staining anymore.
Yes. And then now, like remember I told you about the skin absorption. It needs hours, then 48 for you to actually. This is my full stain.
So how often should you repeat this process, or it just depends with how?
It just depends on how much the people want. The stain has just faded, immediately they get another same design. It all depends with somebody who just likes for a function, maybe on birthday, weddings, wedding anniversary.
Okay.
So essentially, henna with water. Once the oil helps to seal the color. So once you remove it, you've scraped it off, then you wash your hands. Maybe you can wash your hands after. Yes.
Okay, just to give the color.
Yes, to
fully
continue.
absorb.
Yes.
Okay. Our final result, because like she said, after 48 hours, we will be able to see color, which is ideally going to be something closer to what. So this is what we're going for. Halima,
you're welcome.
If anyone is watching and wants some, to do this, what would go for it?
Yeah, definitely. If you want to get the henna done and you want something good for a function, out henna.
Yeah, and it's great.
Yes, it's
so you can try different. Halima not only does Arabic, Indian, Moroccan designs, she also does other. So you can always hit her up. How do we find you, Halima?
My IG handle is House Henna.
House Henna.
Yes.
All right. Do you do house calls?
Depends. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Halima, and thank you for watching. It's been really amazing experience. Henna, I'm just tradition. It's also a form of tradition, and it's also a form of beauty, and it's also bringing people and cultures together. Thank you. Until next Wednesday, stay glam. We cannot wait to see you. Make sure to follow our Instagram page, NTV, for more BTS. Stay glam.
Mahadhi ya na yenye mvuto hadi mijini.
Gari 200 wameweza kuanza.
Serikali ya kaunti ina mbinu kuhakikisha kuwa inapatikana kwa urahisi.
Ni chimbuko la habari
kupata ID. Tulikuwa kama alias ambaye
Michebebe is very nutritious, very delicious, but less.
Bila chuku, taarifa halisi na asilia kwa ajili ya wananchi.
Ndilo la taka ambao umeshuhudia katika mji huu wa matunda.
Kama hajachukua hiyo hatua, forma tutachukua hatua.
Kila siku ya wiki saa jioni hadi saa 1 jioni.
I cut so much you thought I was a DJ. I cut so much you thought I was a DJ.
The Trend every Friday on NTV, nothing but pure fun. Fantastic conversation, games, amazing guests. Take a date with us Friday nights, 10 on NTV.
Yes, man.
TV, turning on your... Following program has been rated G. It is therefore suitable for general family.
Welcome to Pishi Bomba. It's Claire Karatu. Now the holiday season, meaning it is a privilege to be with our loved young ones who are on holiday. No way than to make delicious, easy. So we do here on Pishi Bomba. We teach simple, delicious, step by step of any meal you know how to make. Now that's done and on today's episode we have a. So let's find out who she is in the kitchen. All right, now let's welcome our very special guest, Tia. Welcome to the show. Hi! How are you? Thank you for joining us today. And if you have tuned into our episode, we had her older sister in our previous episodes, right? Yeah, and now we have Tia joining us. Thank you. Tia, I'm going to ask you to please wash your hands, okay? And what we're going to be making in just a bit. Now, this season, what are some of the favorites and enjoy that you make or to make with you. On today's something similar to a wrap, and you can make it super fast. I go to recipes because of the fact that super easy, delicious, takes a few minutes, and your hungry kids on the go, either as a snack or as your lunchtime meal, literally at any time. Thea, you're good. Let me have you have this adorned in our Christmas gear. Yes?
Yeah.
It looks wonderful. All right, now we're going to tell you what it is that we're going to be making. Simple chicken quesadillas, okay? Basically, it's almost like, let's say you see a chapati, you put store-bought wraps, which you can easily get, okay? We have our wraps, powder, we've got some black pepper, some sugar, salt, and oregano. Okay, we have some butter, some garlic, we've got some soy sauce, we've got some white onions, lemon, capsicum or and red peppers, we've got some oil, some ketchup, mozzarella, our chicken strips. Okay, the thing we're going to do, Thea, is we are going to season. The most important thing is to make sure we season everything that we're cooking, right? What's your favorite thing to eat? Cookies. I love cookies. Do you like chocolate chip cookies?
Yeah.
I love chocolate. I wish we made chocolate chip cookies today, huh?
Yeah.
That would have been nice, but
Yeah.
we'll have you back.
Yeah.
All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to season. Now, I always like to put enough salt so that you're tasting the flavor. You have to add salt to your food, and that's what, but it really isn't, okay? That's enough, and then what we're going to do is you to add half of this garlic powder, or half of the spoon, okay? So, see, you got your finger in there, that's fine, don't worry about it. Even in the kitchen, you're supposed to get nice and handsy. Okay, yeah, thank you. You can pour your hands in there. Perfect. I'll help a little bit of this black pepper there, and then please put a nice table. Okay, this is Spanish paprika.
You put it.
It's not chili. It's not a must. I like it for flavor and the color. You see this pepper? It's like a red pepper, quickly dried, and that's what paprika. Okay, please go ahead and add some more. It's not chili at all, so you don't have to worry. A lot of people do tend to confuse powdered chilies, which it's not. Then it's a bit deeper in color, and then we're gonna add some, okay, straight in. And this is the part where people always are you gonna put sugar in our chicken?
Yeah.
There you go. So it balances the adding into your chicken, okay? And you hint, if you're adding tomato, if you're adding some lemon, it balances tartness, okay, from the lemon. We'll add just a teaspoon of sugar. That does a trick, I promise. What we'll do now is I'm going to ask you to add the garlic, just all of it. Here you go. Garlic for us, straight in there, even a little bit. Thank you very much. That's perfect. And then what we are going to add a squeeze of, okay, straight in there. There, so we hold the seed. See, it's like our own God-made sieve. Okay, go ahead and pour that straight. Squeeze the other side as well in there, and then add a little tablespoon of soy sauce, please. I'm going to add some. Please go ahead and add that. Now you want to remember that soy sauce is salty as well. Soy sauce is actually saltier for viewers to know. And now what we'll do, have you seen soy sauce before? Yeah, the light one is not as dark, but the dark one is saltier than the light one. Way around, right? All right, now please give me a mix. All that chicken coated in the marinade that we've put there. That's it. As she's mixing that, we're going to begin to let our Make sure that you're searing your chicken. And the thing about this is whenever you please don't cook this on low heat, because what tends to happen is the will be released, it simmers and it evaporates, meaning you're going to dry out your chicken. So the essence of cooking this on super high so that you can be able to lock in the juices so that we don't get, especially because it's chicken breast, it tends to dry very fast. Well done.
My hands.
You want to mix with your hands? Okay, yeah, sure. Mix with your hands. Make sure. In fact, that's. I like this. I like this a lot. Make sure you get it all over our chicken piece. Okay. Make sure we get the. And after you let your kids do this, or that you scrub your hands thoroughly, because raw chicken is extremely dangerous to consume. So you want to make sure you scrub. Let me just get this. Yes, perfect. Perfect. Just move it from our fresh quesadillas. That's actually brilliant. I think you've done a fantastic job. Thank you. Right now, if you want to the night before and have it marinate in the fridge, you can do that. But you're quick searing it, then the flavors will still be locked in there. So it will be absolutely tasty. All right. Looks about good. Fantastic, especially because of the garlic. And what we're going to do to glaze our pan, not too much. I'm going to add when we're doing our quesadillas, and we're going to use the same pan to sort of fry our quesadillas and melt our cheese. All right, now because we do want our our onions to be, we're going to add them and then in our chicken. Okay, would you like me to help you with this part? Yeah. In go our onions, and then at this point is where you want to evenly spread out your chicken. And what's perfect to season our onions lightly. And what's perfect about this is that what's on the chicken is going to get our onions as well. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you like to do for fun, Thea? Other than being on your still screen time. Screen time, I hear you. Yeah? So I'm gonna go ahead and give that lovely mix. Okay?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna spread our chicken. And the reason is so that it doesn't, you want to remember that this is all on heat, okay? You don't want to reduce the heat juices to start being released. This a nice mix just to make sure that we have our chicken, okay?
Yeah.
At this point, I'm going to go ahead and take our peppers. I'm gonna add a little bit of to our peppers. And I'm gonna add black pepper as well, okay? The reason I'm doing this, I am very keen on making sure that everything that you serve, okay? You don't want to get something that's just bland, okay? These don't go bitter like the green ones. Have you ever tasted the green one in it? Yeah? These don't go bitter like the green ones. These ones get sweet. Eat it like this, you can taste how sweet the yellow peppers are. All right, now I'm going to give this a mix, and at the time that our chicken is about to get ready, what we're going to do is we're going to throw in chicken peppers. Are you able to mix this? You sure? Okay. Let me get you, be careful, the pan is quite, so I'll get you your own spoon. There you go, come. You can just make sure that all the chicken is okay? Yeah. So we turn it, okay? Well done. All right, that is going. We have our peppers that we're just about to throw. And Thea is doing a fantastic job to make sure that our chicken is spread through the pan. And we're going to clear here so that we can begin. And we are going to go on a short break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Pishi Bomba. We have been in the kitchen with Thea, and Thea not only has helped, not only has she helped me cook the chicken and turning it and making sure that it cooks perfectly, but she's also been telling me a little bit about just a little bit more about what you always wanted to taste. That you
Okay,
this okay answer. Chicken quesadillas is here on the show, and in case you have missed the step-by-step of what we've done, ntvkenya.co.ke, WhatsApp us on the number below on the show if you want to learn how to make something, or send pictures of some of the meals you've been able to do. All right, our chicken is going. This is the last step. We want to add our pepper. Then I'm gonna add just a little bit of ketchup, just because I wanted. I didn't. Now that is optional for me. Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure. Should I get you a muiko, because it's sort of just like bending. Okay. Oh, you want? Sorry. Let me just dig this so that those peppers begin to cook down. Okay. There you go. And what we're going to begin to assemble quesadillas. Now the fun part about so easy to make. After this is done, we literally our sheets with the chicken, a little bit of cheese, cover that up right on top of the pan to melt the cheese. Here you go, girl. Yes, thank you.
Welcome.
You're most welcome. Thank you. Get a bowl for our, just to remove all that you don't want to overcook the peppers. Do is we are going to begin. All right, now we are going to take out our chicken. You can see that some released from the chicken. Can you see that? Leave it on the pan, okay? Right on the pan, because I'll show you what we're going to do. So basically what we want to strain is chicken, okay? All right, Thea, I'm going to the other side now, please. Thank you. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to begin to quesadillas. Now this is optional, but I'll show you how to do one first, okay? Basically, like I said, the ketchup is optional. I have some of this oregano on there, okay? And this is going to be for putting our chicken right on top. And as you can see, I'm almost going quarter way of the, like at the bottom, not half of the wrap, okay? We put there, and then we come in chicken, okay?
Yeah.
And we're going to place our chicken right on our cheese. Delicious. Okay? Our cheese, sorry. Straight and put right on top. Sorry. There. Okay? It depends on chicken you want or how much cheese you want. It's optional, up to you. Side that. And then you want to fold it. That's why I was not. It has some leeway because it's going to be raised, right?
Yeah.
And so just like that. Okay. All right. So I'll move mine out of the way so that your masterpiece mate. There you go. Please go ahead and make one. Perfectly fine. That's enough. We just. All right, go ahead and sprinkle some of. Perfect. A little bit of that cheese. Shy with the cheese.
I don't like cheese.
Oh, you don't like cheese? Okay. That's fine. That's enough. Yeah. Put chicken. Thank you for letting me know. And as she's filling her chicken straight. Oh, that's okay, yeah? You're okay?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to fold that in half. Yes, well done. Perfect. You can put it on the side. Perfect. With that,
with the sauces that we had from the chicken, what you want to do is you just want to butter straight in there. Let the butter coat so that you can be able to get those, I guess, the flavors from the chicken, right? Now you want this at low heat so that you don't, actually on low heat so that you don't burn your. And what we're going to do is to pick your quesadilla, then place it straight. Careful, it's quite hot, 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 hot. Perfect. And then what I'm mine as well. There, just to coat that, just to make sure that we've add the heat just slightly, so that nice crust on our quesadilla. You can go ahead and press it down because you also want it to sort of melt the cheese that we've put in there. Now, once this is on this side, I'm going to turn it a little bit more on the other side as well, and our quesadillas are ready. How simple was that? Very simple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. And the best part is now you can cut them into, and then you can share them, or you can just have it all on your. Yeah. This will also create just a little bit to delicious. Now, so basically how you want to do this is cut it into triangles, like, okay, just to make sure, like you said, you don't like a lot of cheese, so I'm going to taste so that you don't have too much cheese. And then we will get to tasting it. Go ahead and grab this one because it's still quite hot. Is it hot?
No.
No, it's okay? Okay, please go ahead and give that a what you think. I don't want you to get burnt. Hot, isn't it? Huh? Are you okay? Yeah? Okay.
It's nice.
Yeah? Is this something that you'll be able to now make at home easily? Yeah? All right, and so can you at home as well. We have easy chicken quesadilla to be able to make, be able to grill it. If you have the grill, put it in your sandwich maker or your grill. That grill mark char at the top. Of course, we hope that you enjoy making this. Thea, thank you so much for joining us. Loved having you here. And to your viewers, we're going to dig into the rest of this quesadilla. A big thank you to Nima. Happy cooking. Hey, thank you.
I cut so much you thought I was a DJ. I cut so much you thought I was a DJ.
The trend on NTV is nothing but fantastic conversation, wonderful games, amazing games. Make sure Friday nights, 10 p.m. on TV.
Yes, man.
NTV, your world.
The year was 1990 and the country was. The clamor for multi-party and constitutional reforms had hit. A section of the clergy headed with the firebrand politicians, lawyers, and civil society, the backing of the international community, united in seeking the government of Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi repealed Section 2A of the Independent to open doors for a return to multi-party democracy. Among the outspoken clergy was ACK Bishop of the Eldoret, Alexander Kipsang Muge. The cleric would later die in a dreadful road accident a few days after being threatened by a protester. Many concluded that the bishop's death and political assassination by the government. To date, successive governments have never made how exactly the accident happened to rule out any foul play. This is NTV Bishop Alexander Muge. Price. My name is Alexander Kipsang Muge, who had a GSU officer before for the Bible and the Cross, rated as the first bishop of then newly ACK Diocese of Eldoret, 35. His on 5th June 1983 coincided with the 10th of the 1982 attempt 10 months earlier. Muge, an avowed advocate and accountability by the crackdown.
I don't remember military before he became a clergyman. So he was very military by nature. It was in his blood. And he was very, we were very aggressive. That's how he raised because of his ideology on new constitution. Okodo said he should not go. I said, he won't come back. And he didn't come back. And I tell you that board.
After the coup, there was systematic alienation of one community we thought had actually organized that coup. And that is the basis of it all. Muge, in his began by the people that were being then by his community.
At Sirikwa Hotel, to pray with him and plan next summons, what to say next. We worked in concert. We used to, when it comes to Nairobi, we also meet. All these people, we used to now work in a concert and to bring a new constitution where a participatory multi-party democracy.
Using the system, of course, that from our interaction earlier. And he became so vocal. Mind you, vocal, try your own clan, people that you are associating with, and the people you have interacted with, and can they have put you under their ghetto. To emerge from that cocoon and be able to the things that you know, and that is the most interesting for everybody. And I believe because he is inquisitive in so many ways, and when he has spoken mind, he could analyze his sermon so nicely, point it in a way that is directly. For that was again his gift. I'm sure people, the authority, or even the that were behind the presidency, that must have accused him to the big system, and they must have worked a system to annihilate him.
To silence him.
Christopher Ruto is the current bishop of the Eldoret Diocese, the late Bishop Muge.
He served the region, which at that time
was also served Daniel Arap. And among the most notorious areas was West Pokot, which was diocese. West Pokot at that time were being disarmed. Disarming people were so and cruel, and Bishop Muge obviously serving those Christians. In terms of political voices, was allowed to speak another voice that probably the establishment at then want to. And Bishop Muge would not probably kind of compromise. Want the truth to be spoken, whether it was Pokot or Madas in Nandi, areas of Mosop, very abrasive politicians by the name of Stanley Meto, among a few others, to the head of state, but sometimes not doing very well in terms of people of Mosop, divided and doing some which sometimes were very illegal for people he perceived were opposing him. He also perceived Bishop Muge as preparing some political figures.
Yes. We all, his time, his life was. He told us over the phone and when we interacted, brother, danger, because he knew he must have in the flesh of the that was organizing sinister things. Yeah, and he hated to betray the Christians, humanity that he served, preeminence. And he must have known that one of theirs was the first Kalenjin bishop. And he was young, who knew that he had a lot of time to live for. And they knew that he could ascend to any level. Yes.
Obviously, the police of that type, they still work also today. Sometimes voices that appear not to be in tune with that be, sometimes look for ways of trying to trim alternative voices. And it happened then, during the time of Muge. At one point, he was, there were attempts to give him a piece of land in Asat. And Bishop Muge said, okay, I agree, I'll give it, but I want this land for the church. Give me the title, but written in the name of the church, not for me personally. So you can see, to have him give him a car and money. I remember in one of the visits to Kabarak at one time, he was told, Bishop Muge, we want to work with you, and we shall do any of your projects, but you will need to be working very closely with. And then Bishop Muge, I agree, we want to work together. But, he said, I want to quote you, a very powerful, I will only work with you with whatever is true, whatever is just, whatever is fair, whatever is noble for the people for which we all serve together.
Sisi zote tukienda tuwe na amani na tutaki vita Mungu.
Period in Kenya persistent through the 80s and early 90s. The government intensified its clampdown on perceived arbitrary arrests, torture, and detentions without trial, and even unexplained part of the government's arsenal in putting down opposition. But strong arm tactics only appeared to embolden dissent. The climate of the famous Saba Saba protests in 1990 called for a change of the constitution for more parties to take part in. Amid tight social and political gatherings, provided a section of the clergy with a free pass to large congregations without to obtain a permit.
You are it is the ideas which are powerful, and I think years with only the practice of dictatorship, were very threatened to hear that they have no legitimacy. For me, I was defrocked already also by Cora for 2 years. See, for me, we had already taken the church to the streets. The church to the streets. We have gone to the streets. So the whole Kenya was our pulpit. Became the extension to our sermons. Now not as church because Sheikh Barara, people like Sheikh Yumagao, even Muslims, even Abd from Garissa, and Wajir. Whole country which was reverberating.
There was a lot of fear over the possibility of having other parties. Shomuge, Gitari were obviously perceived to be or would influence. So two, the very critically in Kenya because Dr. killed. He was assassinated. So this assassination was very grievous for the government for doing anything possible of those probably who killed him and the reasons for his kill. And I'm sure Bishop Muge may have been privy, together with other bishops, Yokulu, probably Kitare.
Minister at the time, Peter Okondo, the Kanu stalwart, public threat to Bishop Muge setting foot in the minister's here.
They had an agreement with a few others before the people like Biwot and others in the lower in the special branch, rubbed shoulders. A stupid actor to cut out of the back was the kind of the party. If you go, you will not come back. Must have known. And we minister things that were particular time in the system in the house. The state machinery really at that time were trying to protect, to show him you must acquire now, and they were trying to use Moi for benefit. So they created so many enemies without, I think, him knowing. He realized much later
that he had been threatened in Katakwa, an area that the House of Bishops to serve in order to the challenges that were from the Christians of Katakwa, which is literally the following the election of a bishop of Nambale a year before that. And I think these agreements between the divisions between the Christians of Nambale died and the then deaconry. So Bishop Muge was appointed to act as a mediator.
There was in one of the commission, him, there will be like a printed Okondo in the form of a huge tongue. That tells you that he was on he let the nobody wanted it to happen that way. I think they wanted to kill him, to wipe him out, secret, with intricacies traced.
Okondo, he told Bishop Muge, if you come to Katakwa, you will not go back alive. It's possible, and this is when the powers actually looking at a way of eliminating found an opportunity or started to blame later that particular minister.
On Tuesday, 14th August 1990, Bishop Alexander Muge promised and went to Busia, despite the warning from Okondo. True to the minister's chilling threat, Bishop Muge did not get back alive. In a road accident at Kipkaren River along the Webuye Eldoret Highway, plunging the country into a state of and heightened tension.
A truck bumped into his car, being driven. It was these things Moi used to give. I think it's a milk truck, which there was a Moi milk program. I think it's one of the trucks was hired to hit him.
CK St. Matthew's Cathedral, Eldoret, where the late Bishop Alexander Muge is buried, we meet Davis, one of the survivors of the accident that claimed Muge's life. He was with Bishop Muge from drove in the same vehicle to was next to the man of cloth when he met his.
That eventful day, I had no idea that I was, but he wanted us to accompany him. So I here and at the office around 6 o'clock. When I reached the office, can you give your card to somebody else? And his 2 secretaries. So that's how I joined that day. And on the way of, to Busia, and I came, he sort of had to talk about the issues within Busia. So we drove well from here. We had a nice drive. I was the one driving. I drove from here all the way with the 2 secretaries of his, the late Claire Kerubo and Rhoda. They were his secretaries. So we were driving along as every time he was driving, was talking, and something was coming, the secretaries would jot it down. When we experienced with white Land Rover. And those days, those Land Rover branch. So now in Bungoma, between Bungoma and Malawi, we had a lot of those that were monitoring us. We would meet another one after a few minutes. So as we drove on like that, we had left the alone. When we reached Malawi, we took Malava Busia Road, and because I know the road fast, and then when I reached Alupe, I took the shot. So we dodged them. They didn't know where. We knew these are special branches. So Bishop was now very much monitored. So when we reached Busia, instead of going to his church, we drove to town. They saw him. They would come. So a big crowd came in to him at Busia. And then at Busia town, we said to St. Stephen's. So a big crowd to St. Stephen's.
On that Black Tuesday before the bishop had apparently an important telephone call to be his final day.
Either he was outside the country or at Archbishop here, Canterbury, and was telling them, I'm going. If I die, the responsible. Yeah, those are the words of the conversation. Yeah. So when we were going, we were aware of would be the
mahadhi ya kusisimua kutoka mashinani ini.
Zaidi ya madaktari wameweza kuanza mgomo wao rasmi.
Serikali ya kaunti miundombinu kuhakikisha kuwa maji inapatikana.
Ni chimbuko la habari. Wewe
kupata ID tulikuwa kama Elias ambaye
Misheveve is very nutritious, very delicious, but less malicious.
La chuku, taarifa halisi na kutoka kwa wananchi.
La taka rudiwa
kama serikali hatua orma tutachukua hatua.
Kila siku ya wiki saa jioni hadi saa 1 jioni.
NTV, turning on your
mahadhi ya kusikia na yenye mvuto kutoka mashinani hadi mijini.
Zaidi ya madaktari 200 wao rasmi.
Serikali yakaeleza miundombinu kwa maji inapatikana kwa
chimbuko la habari zinazokuhusu wewe.
Sisi wamekuwa discriminated.
Misheveve is very nutritious, very chlorophyllous, very delicious, but less malicious.
Bila chuki, bila upendeleo. Taarifa kutoka kwa wananchi kwa ajili ya wananchi.
Ndilo kero la taka katika mji huu wa matunda.
Kama serikali hawaja hatua, sisi wa orma.
NTV mashinani kila siku ya wiki saa 10 jioni hadi saa 1 jioni.
Alafu kuna na digida zinigida. I cut so much you thought I would take that. I cut so much.
The trend Friday on NTV is nothing. Fantastic, wonderful games, amazing guests. Make sure that you make a date with us. Friday only on NTV.
Yes, man.
Mahadhi ya kusisimua na yenye mvuto kutoka mashinani hadi mijini.
Wameweza kuanza mgomo wao.
Serikali ya kaunti inaendeleza kuhakikisha kuwa maji inapatikana.
Ni chimbuko la habari.
Kupata ID tulikuwa kama wamekuwa discriminated.
Is very nutritious, very chlorophyllous, very delicious, but less malicious.
Bila chuku, bila taarifa halisi na asilia. Wananchi kwa ajili ya wananchi.
Kero la taka ambao katika mji huu wa matunda.
Serikali hawajachukua hiyo hatua, sisi tutachukua hatua.
NTV kila siku ya wiki saa 12 hadi saa 1 jioni.
NTV, turning on your world.
Karibu tena katika makala ya kilimo. Wakati huu nimetembea Ukambani. Unajua kwamba wakati nimekuwa nikikwambia kule kwetu Ukambani nitakuwa nafanya, lakini rasmi nimeingia la idara ya huduma za vijana yani NYS katika Layata, kaunti ni ya Machakos yani Masaku. Hapa niko katika shamba hili na angazia hawa wanyama, yani ng'ombe wa maziwa fugwa hapa, na rifo kwamba wale ambao ni 22 hivi 23 ukijaribu wana afya kweli, na kujua ni vipi ambavyo wanakuzwa wanyama hawa ili waweze kama mkulima na popote pale vile vile kushiriki katika kilimo cha ufugaji wa ng'ombe wa maziwa. Je, wanapata maziwa kiasi gani kwa siku? Ningependa sana kufahamu, maana wa NYS wanafanya kazi nzito. Funzo ambao wanapata hapa wanaweza nje watokapo hapa na waweze vile vile kujifaidi na kilimo hichi wa ng'ombe wa maziwa. Kama unavyoona watulivu sana. Utawafanyaje ili wakupe faida, wakupe maziwa ya kutosha? Basi ndamana nami niweze kuzungumza na hawa vijana na waniarifu fanya mambo ya kuhakikisha kwamba ya kutosha kutokana na hawa wakulima ng'ombe. Kilimo ni faida na kilimo kina faida. Ningependa kuzungumza na mmoja wao sasa hivi, naarifiwa kwamba na ni vile vile nijaribu kujua wanavyotekeleza shughuli. Shule yenyewe inafanywa hapa eneo hili, na kama unavyoona mashine tayari zipo mbili, muliwa ng'ombe 4 kwa mkupuo ama ukipenda.
Kwa majina naitwa Peter Ndrangu hapa School of Agriculture, livestock production, na kwa leo karibuni sana hapa kwa live. Tutawaelezea jinsi ya kwa upande wa venye maziwa testing, kuanzia kwa testing ya maziwa kwa consumption, kukamua.
Inatestiwa ni
ugonjwa inaitwa mastitis. Mastitis ina affect ng'ombe wa maziwa bacteria, na hiyo bakteria ikiharibu maziwa yetu haitakuwa for consumption, haitakuwa kwa kukula. Maziwa yetu ni safi kama wanavyofanya cup ina test mastitis. So wakati tunafanya testing ya mastitis tu haikuangi nyeupe, inakuwa imebadilika rangi, inakuwa ama inakuwa brown na